Columbus, Ohio is about to have a Captors live show, which you should go check out in Columbus. So check that out. What up, Iggy? Got baby Iggy watching with us. Nick Detty is going to be joining us pretty soon. And there he is. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Dude, doing better now. I was just sitting here talking to the people. We've got people in here, and now we've got Nick Detty. Well, now we got a keyboard. What is good? No,
What's
but
up,
what's
man?
going on, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just sitting here with eulogy, just sitting here holding it for you,
That's
and
one of my favorite prints. Like out of all the vinyls we have, that's like one of
better
my
than this
favorite.
one. Oh, look, I'm gonna make it
It's
fit. There it
it's
is.
close. It's very close, but I don't know. I was a bigger fan of the orange burst, so yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
that's super exciting. I'm excited to talk about Lowborn because it just came out of nowhere. When did you know you were going to do a Christmas EP, number one? But number two, the cover art on that's pretty sick as well, so I want to hear about it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've had a few different people work on artwork with us before, but the guy that we were like currently working with, it goes through the ringer just like everything else. You know what I mean? You get some photos you're not stoked on, and then like some concept ideas. It's always trying to find the mark. But yeah, this one he like just nailed on the
Nice.
on it. Just yeah, he like we went back and forth a little bit. Us and the designer. Just fantastic work. Yeah, super stoked on it. The EP idea. I mean, it's been in the works for a little bit. Obviously, it's a collection of our Christmas music, like past and present. Um, but yeah, it just obviously had been a while since we've done a Christmas song, so
Yeah.
we just thought it was time. So
Wow.
yeah,
Well,
trust
you're
me, we've
giving
got
people some fun stuff to listen to, especially around the holidays. Like, it seems like Mariah Carey takes over the radio waves, and I'm like, nah,
dude at
nah, we're
my
good.
at my day job. My boss has already put on the Christmas music. I'm like, dude, it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
No, I saw where somebody's husband put up one of those inflatable turkeys in their front yard just to let people know
Hey,
what time it is, and it's not
good
Christmas
for
yet.
him. That's right. That's right. We don't forget. There are there are reasons to be thankful every day, but this one especially. But yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Well,
yeah.
it looks like you've got some questions down here. Alec Gregory wants to know, Nick, how's the gym gains been going?
Good, man. Everything's been going good. I'm in that like really beginning period where you don't really see like any toning or weight loss or anything like that. They usually say like the 8 to 9 week mark of
Hmm.
consistency is usually where you start to see a lot of real, like really, really solid change. Just because my diet is not the best, still working on that.
Mine either, but
I was gonna say I am not this big by random chance. So, um, no, I mean it's just, dude, meal prepping is expensive. It is
it
so
is.
expensive. But I've been learning really cool like tips and tricks and stuff that are just like really small little things that you can do, and new stuff to try out that are on the cheaper side that'll help you, achieve your goals and stuff too. Because if you're doing it right, you can start like cutting body fat within a couple weeks. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I also do a lot of strength training though too, a lot of powerlifting programs and stuff like that. So like I don't exactly. This is gonna sound like really backwards given that I'm a front man, but I don't do a lot of cardio. So
That's actually one of my next questions. Like Alec just said, I'm doing CrossFit and I'm about 10 weeks in, and meal prepping is the worst part. I'm sitting
yep,
here like, I watch you perform, and I'm like, how do you keep that energy? Like, these front men in general and front women, like Lacey, Haley from Paramore, like, it's incredible. Like, I would
yeah,
be on the floor passed out, like purple. I
yeah.
told Ryan Kirby the same thing 3 weeks ago. Like, the energy that you guys bring to the stage is insane. I don't see where it comes from. I couldn't hold my breath for that
It's
long.
stored up. That's what it is. It's just pent up energy that gets stored up. We the guys in the band have because they use my nickname in this, but they use this as like a tease or a joke or whatever. They call it letting the monster out of his cage. Yeah. So
That's
it
awesome.
it all started when they gave me that nickname like years and years ago. But when we were touring like more full time, I guess you could say, which I mean
Hmm.
we've never really toured full time, but when we were touring way more often, um, getting like having the same energy every night was just like something I was struggling to find sometimes. And
Hmm.
suddenly, like the jolt that happened was it was the Eclipse tour, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Look, we gotta like we're headlining, we gotta have it every night." Like he's like, "We need your best." This is me and Steve. So we ended up going to a Starbucks right before we play, and I would get an espresso shot right before we go. Now, mind you, my heart felt like it was going to beat out of my chest, but I was ready to go. I was going to sing until I probably almost threw up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
So,
was about to say there was going to be
yeah.
some sort of discharge. I was going to
Yeah.
ask about diarrhea, but
No,
you mentioned throwing up.
no, no,
Coffee works wonders for
but over
cleanses.
time, no, we just kind of like, you know what I mean? You just like, you find that energy, like you search for it. But just because, like, I was actually just telling, because um, I have a vocal coach, that I work with uh,
Yeah.
recently once a week, but every couple weeks usually. I was telling her about that. I just like when I walk on stage, it's just like a switch that flips. Like I'm a different person. Not
Yeah.
hopefully not in a bad way to people.
You're not summoning a demon. You're just pulling out the inner Nick that's wanted to come out all day long.
That's the
And
real me. Yeah.
that's the real you. I think Memphis Mayfire has a song about that or something. But you know what? I want to talk about the Captors live show because
Yeah.
obviously you have the Christmas EP on the way. Tell the fans what they need to hear about the Captors live show. If they're on the fence about purchasing tickets, even plane tickets to get out there, what's your elevator pitch? Why should people try to make it out?
Elevator pitch. I love that. Yeah. So I mean, it's here, hometown, Columbus, Ohio. November 26th. The show, I believe, starts at 7. I'm not for certain. But yeah, I mean, we try to do the best that we can. We don't know if we're having plans to live stream it yet. I think that'd be really cool for people who can't make it.
Mhm.
But I think we're still trying to see if we can work those out logistically. It's at a venue called Ace of Cups, which is just on High Street, just down from a famous venue here that you have been to called Scully's.
We've been to Scully's.
Yep. Yep. You were here with Lacey the last time you guys were down
Yeah, that was a good time.
here, I guess I should say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scully's is rad. Um, yeah. I mean, it is every bit of an anniversary show. We're playing Captors front to back, no misses. So, yeah, I've been posting a little bit of content, obviously with us, like with me practicing and stuff.
Mhm.
As you can see right there.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the setup. Yeah, just trying to practice through the album, and it's really crazy, man. Like I have not played these songs in almost 10 years,
Yeah.
and they're a lot of fun though. I've been having a blast practicing them, so that's been awesome. But yeah, come
I
one, come
love it.
all. It's gonna happen one
Now,
time.
I love that you bring up that you're practicing and the content aspect of things because something that you and I have been going back and forth on is like, what kind of content can you brew out? So, do you have anything on the horizon that you're personally working on to bring more content to social media? Are there any ideas that you want to ask fans what they want to see? What are some of those things that are going through your head, Nick?
Hey, I am always open. I have forever been a big fan of open mic policy. Like if you got an idea, dude, shoot it. I'd love to see what other people are watching or what other people are putting out or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, moving forward, I mean, just a lot more little snippets and bits of me practicing songs, like some of your guys' favorite songs from Captors. Um, I might try to work on, just like a few one take videos here and there, of those songs, just going through them. But just yeah, just a lot of starter content, I like to call it, just a little bits and pieces. Try to get you excited for you guys excited for the Captor show. I mean, we're
Yeah.
really stoked. We got some OGs coming out. We haven't played with in a
Yeah.
little while doing the show, so that's
Incredible.
exciting.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, yeah, it's gonna be packed and hopefully like not freezing cold outside by that point. But I mean, this is
I hope
Ohio.
not, but
This is
yeah,
Ohio we're talking about, so who knows?
I love it. And Oh the Depths just asked, what song from Captors are you most excited to play live?
Most excited. Well, there's actually two of them. Um, because when we used to tour, they were like some of my favorites to play live. But it's hilarious because one of them is like one of the most demanding songs I think I've ever played. The first one, who will forever be at the top of the list for me on Captors, is Amnesty.
Okay.
Yeah, just because that song is very hype, very energetic.
It's very
Just
Nick.
it's very me, yes. um, the song I posted the other day, "Awaken," that's like a close second, just because like I love the way that song feels. That song has always been really cool. But like a hidden song for me that I've always loved hearing live was "Morning Star."
Mm.
It's very anthemic. It's very chanty, but it has got some really awesome like um, melodies in it. So just some really good just little bits and pieces that I really love. So
And you get to implement the crowd into that as well, especially when you have anthems, chants. You get to let
yep,
every single person in the
yep,
crowd scream it right
yeah.
back at you.
This is a call to all y'all. If you know the words, you better sing them with me because I'm gonna be holding that mic out there.
Yeah, he'll actually sling it out there and hit you in the face if you aren't careful. I've seen it.
No, see, I tried the Jake Lurs thing one time. It did not work out.
Dude,
Just
some
that
people
man
have
is
mic control, dude. Like
yeah.
Jake, Sonny from POD,
Oh
us,
yeah,
no.
Sonny is the OG for me when it comes to that. Like they know how to do it. I don't know how they do it without cracking somebody or mainly themselves, but yeah.
Well, back in the day, Pat from Flyleaf, the bass player, used to accidentally hit Lacey in the face with his bass almost
Oh
every show. So it's actually on
gosh.
YouTube. If you go look up hot topic sessions all around me at the tail
Yes.
end of it, go check it
That's
out. It's pretty
amazing.
incredible.
That's amazing.
We have
I think I've only accidentally hit Steve and Ben, I think, that I know of.
dang.
Like because of where Ben sits in our like on stage, like he and I kind of run into each other or used to run into each other a lot. There was one time though that I did switch it up and I went more towards Steve's side and I came up and I like cracked the end of Steve's guitar and I'm surprised I didn't knock it out of tune. Or maybe I did and he just didn't tell me. So,
Dang.
yeah.
Now, Dave is asking, what is your favorite book?
Favorite book. I recently read this book that Abishai, our drummer, recommended to me. It's called This Is Water.
Hmm.
Um, it's probably one of the most like thought-provoking books that I've ever read. Because it changes your perspective a lot when it comes to looking at any problem that comes your way. It talks about like refocusing your thought process on how on how you register and work through just really simple annoyances and how you continue just to retain focus of what's really important, and really teaching you to give you a broad spectrum of just like the situation at hand, something that makes you really like really irritated and it makes you think about other things. And the best part about this book, it is very easy to read because you could read it in like 30 minutes.
Wow.
It's I mean it's like this big.
And it's called This Is
But
Water.
this is water. Yep.
This is Water. Nice, nice. Who are some of your musical inspirations?
Oh man, there have been so many. I got to see one of them um, about a
Me.
month.
Oh no.
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
basically just me.
no. I got to see one of them about a month and a half ago or so at Furnace Fest We got to go down there and hang out. Blindside,
Wow.
one probably. I mean, the record, like their Silence record, constantly on repeat. When I was in high school, and then throughout that, just because it's just such a good record. Um, Man, influences. I mean, I grew up listening to like a really wide range of things. One of my favorite vocalists growing up to listen to, and like just like his style of like screaming was Corey Taylor, like
Mm,
for sure, just because nobody. Sounds like Corey Taylor, you know.
wow.
So,
Come on.
um, but yeah, as far as like traditional like screamers, or people that are just like very, very good at their craft. Matty Mullins,
Yeah.
obviously, like
So
he's a
good.
dude, he's insane. And when we like us going on tour with them was such a freaking blast with them. Such a good dude. One of my favorites. Um, I'd have to say maybe another one would be mm, Close Your Eyes. That was a big
Wow.
one. That was a big one for me.
Song for the Broken.
Song for the Broken was the
Greatest.
first song I ever heard by them. But the record that actually holds like, I mean, because it's like top three records for me,
Hmm.
is Empty Hands and Heavy Hearts. Because when I read some interviews or like watched some videos on Shane and where he was at when he wrote that record, like struggle with mental health and his whole struggle with his like view of like who God was in relevation and in relevance to him,
Hmm.
in like some in a lot of aspects of his life. Because you can hear it in the songs that he's writing, uh, that he and Sonny wrote. Like just it's unreal. Like that record had gotten me through so much as a young adult because it was like a little reminder of, I'm not the only person that feels this way. So
Yeah.
that's like for sure top three records without a doubt.
Come on. And what was it like to tour with one of your musical heroes being Matty Mullins? That has to be incredible.
It was pretty great. I mean, like he is just the nicest, goofiest dude ever. He's so much fun to hang out with. Um, he really does, inspire and just change the energy around him like so instantly. It's insane. He's a good dude. I love him to death. He's is so good to sit down and pick his brain, or just to chat and hang out. Um, you know, just and that goes the same for all the dudes in Memphis. Like they're such good dudes. So yeah,
Wow.
very very exciting.
I love that. And just to kind of wind it down here, what is the most and least glamorous thing about touring?
Least and most. Well, let's do the bad news first because that's how I do things. No, I mean, I don't know how much this perception exists anymore about touring, but obviously, like touring logistically sucks.
Yeah.
Like the planning, the driving, the downtime, or at least it can. Don't get me wrong. There are plenty of drives we've been on where we just chat for hours or something, or we just hang out, or we find something to do at one of the stops or something, like go see a movie or something dumb, or um, building those building bonds, like building memories, like with your brothers. Um, but I mean, it's work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's no different than me going to work at a warehouse. It's me being on the road, me making sure that like I'm awake enough to drive at night because I'm our nighttime driver. It's I handle like while we're on tour and some a little bit off tour, like I handle a lot of logistics with our merch. Like I pretty
Hmm.
much run our merch, and um, yeah, it's tough. It's a lot of work. It's just the same. Yeah, yeah. yeah, I mean, it's inventory, it's sales, it's all kinds of different things, and then there's the, also making sure, my voice is okay. Like I'm not tearing it up. I'm going on vocal rest when I need to. Um, not any less or more important than playing an instrument like a guitar or a drum, or a kit, but um, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to damage, like it's a lot easier to mess up, especially being on the road if you're not conditioned. But sometimes things go wrong, you get sick, or we've had plenty of those. Um, the best thing though, 100%, and this will be true forever, is playing the show.
Hmm.
I've said in many, many, many interviews, probably almost every one I've ever been in, is that whole like 8 hour time span, from wake up to the end of the, or 16-hour time span, wake up to the end of the day to the night when we pack up and leave, all of that for that 30 minutes to an hour, whatever our time set is 100% worth it, because the interactions that I get with people, the energy that I see from crowds, like the energy I get to pour out on stage, like all of my emotions, all of my passion, all of my thoughts, like I just get to leave it on the stage, and I don't have to take that with me.
Yeah.
And I get to connect with people in a very, very real way, and that means more to me than anything, because I don't think you would ever make a connection like that anywhere else, because music has such a raw, scandalous way of connecting people in such a positive way, and it creates a ridiculously amazing community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like going to a Wolves at the Gate show and seeing you guys actually do what you set out to do, and that share the gospel in the middle of these bars, churches, wherever you guys have
Mm.
played. There's been a gospel presentation. There's always a heckler, which Steve's a champ, man. Um, we've
I
had.
almost, I almost like, I hate saying this because like I know that that comes from a place for that person of doubt, which we all
Mhm.
have. Like we all have those places, but some express it in different ways, and like genuinely, like we love talking to people like that, because those are people that have real questions. You know what I mean? Those are people who are probably actually wondering, what is the gospel? But it's just when they get rude is when it actually gets really funny for me, because they just say things. You know what I mean? Because it's like the whole keyboard warrior concept. You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want without like anybody knowing who said it or where it came from. But Steve always has the best responses, though.
Are you done?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'll be done in just a minute. Yeah, you're okay. Like he's
You
the
don't have
dad.
anywhere to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's the dad. You know what I mean? He's the whole like you're okay. Just calm down. You're fine. So, but hecklers are great. I love them. Like they're
It's fun at times, and it's fun to see bands like Skillet that are doing it on this massive level. Like at Blue Ridge, they had Skillet, they had two stages side by side, the two main stages. They had Skillet on one stage, then I Prevail, then Slipknot. So you've got Skillet playing on the same stage as Slipknot, like one set change away, and it's like you literally have like someone up there preaching, and then the complete opposite. It's like, wow, that happens. And the cool thing about Wolves at the Gate is every single show I've ever seen y'all do, no matter if before COVID, just to clarify for all you people out there, um, even when Steve was sick and they were touring, like he would still preach, no matter how bad he felt. It's just
yeah.
something that stays within the DNA of Wolves at the Gate consistently, and I surely appreciate that. And right
Mhm.
before we let everybody go, I just want to encourage them to go check out Eulogies. It's streaming everywhere now. Go pre-save Lowborn, and you'll get Dark Cold Night right now. It's streaming
Right,
everywhere. You
right
got to
now,
go get it. You got to go get it, or what are you doing with your
right
life?
now.
And then go buy merch. Go get tickets for the Captors live show. There's so many things. I'm not even gonna plug my podcast, quite frankly, except we do have 2 episodes with Steve, so go check those out. But go check out merch. Go check out Eulogies. Go pre-save Lowborn. Nick, this has been incredible, but before we log off, what is one thing that you would leave everybody with tonight?
This is something that's been on my heart recently because it's something that I've had to tell myself. Um, you are not alone. You you have more support and you have more people around you than you think you do. Lately, I have had moments where I felt very isolated and very within my head and just very much alone. Um, which in relevance to my sin to God, like I am alone, but
Mhm.
not in the sense that people might think. Like my sin is what separates me from God. But because there is a free gift through Christ, I am not alone and he bears that for me. So know that there is a love greater than you could ever imagine, and it has swallowed you up in victory. It has swallowed death in victory, and that you are never alone, and that even if it's me or Trevor or the band, account whatever it is, if you have anything you ever want to talk about, or you just want to chat, or just say, "Hey, I'm going through this," or it's about music, it doesn't matter. Know that, like, personally, and I know the same for the rest of these guys, like they will never, you know, turn a cold shoulder to something like that. Like you have comfort and you have um, you know, you can find love, through us, in the sense that we can be there for you, even if that's all it is just being a friend. So
Come on.
because I feel so strongly personally on something like that, I feel like there's a lot of that in this world, especially here lately with all the craziness that's going on in the world.
Yeah, and that's so near and dear to my heart as well, as you know.
Yes.
If you're struggling out there, go check out our friends at heartsupport.com. There's
Hmm.
free chat lines available there, and then
Yep.
deathtolife.com, which is death, the number two life. They're both suicide prevention and mental health
Hmm.
resources that are readily available. They're not asking for money or anything like that. They simply just want to talk to you. Shoot us a DM. One of us will answer. If not, both of us will start a group chat. But Nick, we love you, dude. I'm super excited for this Captors live show. I'm excited to see videos. Steve, I know you're
Yep.
watching this. Get the live stream hooked up if you need help. Hit your boy up. I'll help you out. And Nick, thanks for taking time out for this. This was awesome.
Always, man. Always a pleasure. I'm glad we got to do it.
Same, bro. We'll get you on a full episode soon. You just let me know, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Love you, homie. And thanks for watching, everybody. Hope this has been a blessing to you.
Love you guys. Love you all.
See ya.
Bye.